What's up, everybody? Renfail here, back again with another guide for those of you who are still enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. And today we're taking a look at the camera. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the differences between the mouse and keyboard, camera controls, and the camera controls on the controller, because they are completely different. And regardless of whether you're playing on the PS5 or the PC, or if you're going to be playing on the Xbox as well, you can still do any combination of these that you want, and it does behoove you to understand how both of these work, because in some cases things feel better to different people, and it's great to have options. So the previous guide that I did during early access was just for mouse and keyboard, because that's the only thing we had access to. But since then, I've started to play with the controller ever since the game launched, and I'm about 99% controller based these days, and I only use the mouse and keyboard for a few things. And one of the big reasons I made that transition was because for me, the controller movement and the controls of the camera with the controller UI were much better than the mouse and keyboard for me personally. And I kind of want to dive into that today with a little bit of an advanced guide to the camera controls in Baldur's Gate 3 to help you fine-tune your tactical strategies with camera movement and understanding how you can get the best of both worlds if you choose to do so. Now, if this is your first time tuning into one of my videos, it's okay, you're forgiven. This is the point where you can like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Don't forget to check out all the other playlists, because we do way more than just Baldur's Gate 3. Daily streams at 11 a.m. Central Time, sometimes a little earlier. And of course, there's a Discord and the member videos for those of you who might be new to the channel as members. All right, let's, without further ado, get right into the game and let's tackle what this looks like. So, right off the bat, we're on our traditional mouse and keyboard, right? So, the middle mouse button scrolls in and scrolls out. Now, that's the basis of things. To go in, to go out, you do this. There's only a maximum amount that you can pull out, and there's a maximum amount you can push in. You cannot go into first person, but you can get pretty close to an over-the-shoulder view, or you can come out a little bit and do a little more tactical, or come way up here if you want. But if you want to go into the truly tactical mode, you need to hit the O button, which puts you into overhead view. And from here, the camera no longer is movable around your body. Instead, you can go up or down like so, scroll in, scroll out, and then from here you can push up. This is the W and S keys. W goes up, S goes down, A goes left, D goes right, and of course you can pan as well, and move the camera around with your right mouse click button. But that's the overhead view, the tactical map. You can't do anything else from here because it's a single plane of existence for this particular camera. You're just overhead. Now, this particular view is great for those moments when you might be down here in your normal point of view and you get up close to the edge of, I don't know, a building like, say, over here. And as a result, you can't get your camera quite the way you want. You pull it out all the way up here, you're still not able to see what you want, so you would go into tactical, come up here into the overhead view, scroll out all the way, and give yourself a bird's eye view, and sometimes it cuts through the geometry to give you a better view of what's ahead. But that's the essentials of mouse and keyboard. Now, in terms of movement, once you've got the camera here, you have two options essentially. One is which is, right now I have the camera free and independent of the character, so if I were to click somewhere on the map, if I were to left click, he's going to run independent of the camera. If I click back over here, he's going to run back over here. He's moving independent of the camera. Now, if you want the camera to follow the character, you can just hit F1, and now we're following the character, and if I hit over here, it's going to move like this. Now, if I want to move the camera around, I would need to drag it around with the right mouse button and do like so. All right, but the weird thing about this is, like, it doesn't ever automatically go into the front, right? So you're constantly needing to, like, use the right mouse to pan things around. And some people like that. Some people want the free mode here. They want this to be free. They want to scan out, move over here, and only move the camera over when they need to. Of course, you can also do panning, but I have panning turned off for a reason, just because that's just the way I choose to roll. But you can have mouse edge turning, edge panning on as well. So if you don't want to use the WASD, you can use the panning to go right, left, up, and down, so on and so forth. And then you can also come in here and hold down the right mouse button and the left mouse button at the same time, and it gives you this, which is okay. But I'm telling you right now, I have old man fingers, and like I just sprained this finger earlier this year. There ain't no way that I'm sitting here and playing for 6, 8 hours a day, holding two mouse buttons down to do this. It's just not that feasible to me. So this covers the this version of this. One thing I will note is that I rebound the turn key to my right mouse button. The default is to hold down and click the middle mouse button, but I rebound that shit right away to the right mouse button just because it felt more natural to me. So you can rebind things as you need to. But now let's look at the controller UI and how the controller works, because it's quite a lot different, and in my mind, way better for the general gameplay. So I'm just going to move over here. We're going to hit a button, and this is going to switch over to the controller UI. And now we're down here. So right thumbstick moves your camera around left and right. You pull back, or pull down, I should say. You pull down, it goes into the overhead view. You push down, it goes all the way into the over the shoulder view, and just you can tap it to come out at various degrees. So up and down, just you push up, you pull down, boom. You can go into the overhead view that way. Now to move around, this is what I love right here, because now it's just you're using the left thumbstick, and you just move around, and the camera follows your character like so. That's the default. And then, if you want to, we can get creative and use the right thumb pad as we are running to sort of always stay behind our character like so. So we're always looking in advance of the character like so. Like in my mind, this is just a much better way to generally play the game. So I play with the controller, like I said, 99% of the time now. And one of the major reasons was because you can come in here and do this right here. And of course, you can come out, and you can also do traditional if you want to do it this way. You can down click on the left thumbstick, and you can bring this out and click move to, and then your character will move like that. But if you're going to do it this way, you might as well use the mouse and keyboard. The big bonus to doing it with a controller is this right here. You're getting an over-the-shoulder controller experience similar to if you were playing like God of War or Mass Effect or any other like single-player RPG. And it's the same thing as when you're in mouse and keyboard. If you're going to switch to another character, suddenly you're in that character's point of view. You want to go to a different character, boom, now we're in a different character's point of view, and so on and so forth. So it's super intuitive. I would say that the 99% I mentioned of me using the controller these days for the camera movement, the only time I pretty much ever use the mouse and keyboard anymore is if we get into a situation where I can't quite get the camera angle that I want with the mouse and keyboard, which does happen. We were in Act 3, there's a part, Loroakan's Tower, where it's like multiple levels of the tower, and we were up on the third floor trying to see down on the middle floor, and the camera kept hitching and catching on like one of the rafters because of the collider, and I could not get the camera angle that I wanted with the Quick commercial break, everyone, to give a shout out to our first official guild officer, Bubalonia, as well as all of the guild champions, and of course, all of the members who help keep me on the air full time. To join as a member, simply click that join button below and pick your tier, but you can also support with super chats on any live stream or premiere, or super thanks on any upload or YouTube short. Don't forget the Discord. Let's get back to the video. Controller, no matter what I did. So I ended up just very quickly, switching back to the mouse and keyboard. And once I was able to get into overhead view and mouse and keyboard, I was able to more fine-tune move it around like this. So I know what I was doing in the beginning, by the way, is in the very early days when the game first launched, I was playing all of my general exploration was basically done on the controller like so. And then when I got into combat scenarios, I would just very quickly switch over to mouse and keyboard because I was accustomed to doing it this way, because you can come in here and, open up your hot slots and see all your spells and all your items in your inventory and everything else in a much easier fashion than you can with the controller, which takes a little bit of getting used to. But since I've gotten used to the controller, I pretty much stick with this for everything, even combat now, because you could do the quick target, snap to target with the left and right on the D-pad. thumb pad, whatever you want to call it. And the quick snapping, for me, I really love it. But again, mouse and keyboard allows you some fine-tuning of placement of things like AoEs for fireballs and stuff. And it can be a little finicky on the controller if you can't quite get it, because you can make more minuscule, I'll use as an example here. We'll come in here with like a chromatic orb, say. So you can really fine-tune. You see how the movement is with the mouse? Like, you can really fine-tune the placement of this with the mouse, as opposed to if I go into the, this is a little slower, and thus it's, for some people, they feel like this is a little finicky compared to the mouse and keyboard. But I like this. I just take my time. Like, I've gotten used to this now, so I think it just depends on what you want to get out of the game. But you can combine the two if you want, if you really want to get the most of the game, or you can, do like exploration with the mouse, or do exploration like with the controller, like I used to do, and do combat with mouse and keyboard, or vice versa, or just go all mouse and keyboard or all controller. It really is up to you. So there you have it, everybody. That's my advanced guide to camera controls with mouse and keyboard, as well as the controller for Baldur's Gate 3. If you like this guide, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Check out the Discord, links are down below. Daily streams at 11 a.m. Check out all the other playlists. Check out the member videos for those of you who are new members. Drop a super thanks on the video if you can, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Until then, happy gaming, everybody.